Good morning, guys. Happy
Good
Saturday.
morning. Morning, everyone. Yes, happy Saturday. Well, it's Saturday. Let's leave it at that for now.
Oh, yeah, well, we can make it as happy as we can. So, guys, welcome to this morning's 10 to 13 webinar focus. We've got some people already telling us who they are and where they're from, which is great.
It is.
So, guys, we'll start by introducing ourselves. So I'm Danielle, and I'm Australian, and I'm one of the teachers at Maravilli, which is one of the 3 schools in Milan, soon to be 4 schools. We should have another one opening soon. And I've been a teacher at MyS, and I've been living in Italy for just over 18 months. And I'm joined today by...
Hi guys, my name's Liam and I'm 30 years old. I'm from Manchester in the United Kingdom. And yeah, I'm one of Danielle's colleagues at MyS Maravilli. I've been living in Italy for just over 3 years now. And I've been living in Milan for about 2 years. And we want to know all about where you're from as well.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, let's make this as interactive as possible. Keep sending in your sort of any general comments, but also answering our questions, participating in the focus via the chat. We can make this seem like a virtual classroom. And you guys are obviously such a high level, so you've got lots to say, and we're sure you're very articulate. So we'd love to sort of share that with everyone.
Absolutely, yeah. Any questions, any comments, let us know and we will answer them because we can see everything. And don't worry, we know that sometimes it takes a while for the comments to appear because of just so many people, but we will see them. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's get started. So we've got quite a fun focus today. It's called Haunted House. All right. Yeah, it's a pretty sort of different type of theme, not something that you'd normally talk about. So specifically, we're looking at noises. So different types of noises that different animals or other sort of objects make. We also do some modal perfects. That's the grammar component. And we realise that modal perfects are probably a revision for you guys, but it is something that's good to practice. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of those that I think when we explain the rule of it, people understand it, but it can be a little tricky to use them accurately sometimes, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes in a certain situations, you could use 3. 3 of them could make sense, for instance. So sometimes it's difficult to distinguish the difference. Okay, guys.
Those of you who've had me will be very bored of me saying that the problem with modals is that grammatically we can insert them into any sentence. Any modal can go into any sentence. The problem is knowing which one is the right modal for what you want to say.
Exactly. So yeah, it makes sense grammatically using every modal, but the sense won't be there.
All right, so hello, we've got Paola from Milano Filzi, we've got Antonio, good morning, this is great. Valeria from Como, hi guys, welcome.
Great, we've got lots of people from the north of Italy, Bologna, Padova, Milan, Como. Yeah,
that's the north, Danielle. You know, I'm from Manchester, it's the Paris of the north. You know,
really?
That's the north.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys have got 2 very different accents to listen to today. Obviously, you've got Liam with his very, Manchester accent. And obviously me as an Australian, but I lived in London for a long time. And so I definitely have a London twang. So you've got a few different types of English to hear. Okay. All right, Liam, do you want to read this out for us?
Sure, yeah. So first thing we're looking at, guys, is a haunted house. And we have 4 questions here. What might you find in a haunted house? What adjectives, when you hear the word haunted, have you ever been in a haunted house? And do you believe in ghosts? And if so, why? And if not, why not?
Right.
So, a couple of things just quickly. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
No, I was just going to say in the second question, there's a useful little expression there. What adjectives come to mind? So that expression just means what do you think of? Okay, so it's like if I say to you, what words come to mind when you think of Britain? And you might say, for example, rain, for example. And it just means that what do you think of when you hear or see something?
Exactly. So it's literally, if you can imagine it, if you can visualize it, it's like something coming into your head. Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
That comes to mind. Okay. So we've got these questions, guys. Answer them for us. Send them to us in the chat so we can share them. But also Liam and I can sort of chat about them. And hopefully you can pick up some vocabulary along the way.
Yeah.
So, Liam, what do you think you could find in a haunted house?
In a haunted house, well, it depends if you believe in places being haunted or not. But I would say that in a haunted house, if we think typically, one of the obvious things would be ghosts. Okay, ghosts, or similar to the Italian word, phantoms. Okay, we have both words in English.
Yeah.
Okay, ghosts and phantoms, that would be two things that we would find in a haunted house. I'm trying to think of all the horror films I've been forced to watch by my girlfriend over the years.
You could also maybe say witches.
Yes, absolutely. A witch, yes. You sometimes find like maybe some animals, like a cat, for example, maybe a black cat.
Yeah, Paula
says, I think you can find, so Paula, maybe it's just a typo, but zombies with an S, because we're talking generally. So we would say, but that might just be a typo, because we know a lot of you are using your phones.
Yeah. Yeah, well done. Excellent, guys. Yeah.
Well done.
All of those things. Yeah. Okay. Now, which adjectives come to mind when you hear the word haunted? We've already got some examples coming in, which is great.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got, I think Iole said dreadful. Thrilling, well, I don't know. Thrilling would be more exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Thrilling we use sort of more in a positive sense.
Yes.
It is the idea of being sort of quite agitated and excited, and maybe your blood running high, but it's usually, it has a positive bent to it. It's not negative. So probably not thrilling.
Yeah, thrilling is more synonymous with exciting, which again, like Danielle said, that's a positive thing.
Yeah. We've got one. I think Yola said dreadful. Yeah, it can be dreadful.
Yeah. Anyone else, guys? Like we say, we know that the comments sometimes take a while, but I'll just put a few up. I'll put a few up here. Well. Oh yeah, here we go. People are coming through now. There we go. Feelings of fear. Ilaria says scary. Paula says horror. Valeria says fearful. That's a very good one.
Yeah,
fearful,
excellent.
Frightening, yeah. Yeah, very good. But Paula, just one thing here. So horror is the noun. The adjective is just horrifying. Okay, horrifying.
Might be maybe one of the reasons why you can think of horror, or some people think horror is an adjective, because we talk about horror films.
Yes, that's true.
So horror is the genre of these types of films, which I hate. I don't like them at all. I feel sorry for you, Liam, if your girlfriend makes you watch them, because I couldn't do it. But it's not an adjective.
Anna is a very big fan of horror films. And I have to say, I like them as well. It's not my favorite, but there are a few classics that I really enjoy from over the years. But in general, it's not my favorite genre. No, I don't enjoy the feeling of watching a film through my fingers.
Yeah, fair enough.
Lucas says, when I was younger, I've been at some haunted houses with friends of mine. I was scared, but nothing, again, I think that's a typo. Nothing happened, I think you mean. So, Luca, that's really good. Except that when I was younger, we would use past simple because that's a specific time in your life. So it should be when I was younger, I visited, for example, some haunted houses. Yeah, you were scared, but nothing happened. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guys, and another word for scared, you can say afraid. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Afraid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other adjectives, Danielle? I put up, these were the first, I just typed these out quickly. They were the first 4 I thought of.
What about this one? This is maybe a new one for some people. Creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy is sort of a feeling, something is creepy if it makes you feel unpleasant or not at ease. All right. So it's not quite scared, but maybe a little bit nervous inside. Maybe you have goosebumps. Okay. So for me, horror films, I don't get scared. They're not scary, but they're creepy. They make me feel really uncomfortable. It's a bit more of a sort of nuanced word for your level.
Yeah, that feeling of you can't relax, that feeling of anxiety, that it's almost that feeling that maybe something is watching you. Yeah. And so for you, it's impossible for you to just relax, for example. It's creepy.
Yeah. You can also use it to describe a person.
Yes.
It's not a compliment. It's not a nice thing to say about someone. But if someone makes you feel like that, you can say they are creepy. All right.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, you get some people like that make you feel like this, and they are creepy.
Yeah, use that one judiciously though, because like Danielle said, it's not the nicest thing to say about someone, but it's very true sometimes.
Yeah, you don't say it to the person, never. Okay, what about all right, so Luca told us he went to a haunted house when he was younger. Has anyone else been to a haunted house? Or to an allegedly haunted house?
Yeah. What about you, Danielle? Have you ever been to a haunted house
No, not that I recall.
Me neither.
No. I know about places. There are some places where in my home state in Australia, which are supposedly haunted.
Really?
Yeah, quite a few. And also because Australia used to be a penal colony. And obviously it was full of prisoners for a very long time. And so apparently for that reason it's haunted. Lots of places are haunted.
Nice. So in Perth, for example, is it, I can imagine, I'm guessing here, but is it things like the mines, for example?
No, it's actually some buildings, some quite big hotels are apparently haunted. And I know I have some friends that used to work there and so that they've heard some really unusual things.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there's guys, there's an island off the coast of Perth, the city I'm from in Australia, called Rottnest. And this used to be a prison, an Aboriginal prison, hundreds of years ago, not a very nice piece of our history. And that island is haunted.
Wow.
Again, one of the main hotel there apparently is haunted.
Guys, I should say that I'm a student like you now. This is fantastic. I'm learning a lot of stuff here. This is very cool. Oh, Valeria's got a great word here.
Yay!
Valeria's asking about the word morbid. Fantastic. Yeah, this is a really good one because it's a false friend for Italians as well. So well done, Valeria, for recognizing it. Morbid, I think. So to me, I can't help but think of morbid sense of humor. That expression. Have a morbid sense of humor, and that means that your sense of humor is very dark and usually associated with death. I think morbid or morbidity, it's, if you would say about someone, he's completely obsessed with death, he's so morbid.
It's like,
for example,
it's an unusually high interest in, or an unusually large interest in death and things related to death. So you can say, for example, a film is quite morbid, or maybe a filmmaker is quite morbid if all of their films relate to very dark themes.
Or if you've got a friend, I mean, yeah, I was just thinking of Woody Allen in his films. Woody Allen's characters are often obsessed with dying, for example.
Yeah.
And it's very morbid. Or maybe you've got a friend who makes jokes. Even, I mean, actually, at a time like this with the coronavirus, probably there are some people who are making comments about what's happening, and that would be considered very morbid if you were making a joke about what's going on at the moment, for example. Paula says, I haven't visited the haunted house, but in Ireland, I saw a bus that does horror tours. Yes, those are very common in lots of countries, aren't they? Where they show you, like Danielle was saying about in Perth, for example, takes you around all of the hotels that are allegedly haunted, like in The Shining. Very cool.
Yeah, another movie I haven't seen.
You've never seen The Shining?
Nope.
Oh,
I think it would freak me out. I think it would really freak me out. Yeah.
You really must. I think that's one that even if you're our former colleague Alex Davey, who also does not like horror films though, but he has seen The Shining and he loves it.
I think I'd have nightmares afterwards if I watched it.
You probably would.
Yeah.
Ilaria says, I've never been in a real haunted house, but when I was younger, I went in a haunted house of an amusement park. Yes, I think that's quite common, isn't it? Like haunted house, house of horrors types of things. Absolutely. But yeah, and the last question.
It's a very personal question.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be boring and just say no, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I don't believe in anything supernatural. But we'd love to know, guys, what do you think? Do you believe in ghosts, or even have you seen a ghost?
Yeah, or ever experienced anything yourself?
Yeah, have you ever had that feeling, for example?
Okay. All right. Maybe if you guys write in and let us know, and in the meantime, we'll keep going forward. But once your comments come in, we'll come back to them and discuss them, just to keep things rolling along.
Absolutely.
Okay, so some noises. All right, now we're going to get onto the noises component of today. So here we've got some questions, some multiple choice questions. So number one, what might howl? An owl, a wolf, like this little guy here, or a bear? Okay, what howls? It's interesting because the sounds which in different languages, obviously the words to describe a sound are different, but also when, like, for example, if you're making the sound of an animal to a child, the sound is different in different languages, which is quite
very interesting. It is very interesting. I, for example, I know that in Japan, because I used to have, in Australia, I had a roommate from Japan. And if she wanted to play with the cat that lived in our house, she would go, nya nya. And in Japan, that's a nya nya, for example.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, some answers are coming in, but also some answers to the previous slide. So maybe we should have a look at them. You guys have got some.
Yeah, hang on. See, we've got Iole says, I don't believe in ghosts, but I can see them in my dreams. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
It's making Danielle uncomfortable. Very good. Valeria, maybe Danielle, this would also apply to you. I don't want to believe in ghosts because it would make me too anxious. And again, Valeria, very nice use of the word anxious. That's really good.
Okay, Michaela.
Yeah, I don't believe in ghosts, or maybe I don't want to. So I don't want to believe in them. I don't want to believe in them. Okay. Really good. Got a few answers to the first question as well. Paula and Andrea and Ilaria all say that an owl howls. So I think some association with sound there. But Valeria and Iole are both saying that a wolf howls.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a difference of opinion there.
Okay. Oh, we love having a difference of opinion. It makes things much more interesting.
Absolutely. Because Valeria, this is interesting. Valeria says specifically, if howl is similar to Italian, then maybe it's B. And you're absolutely right, Valeria and Iole. Yeah, the howl is the sound that a wolf makes.
Yep, exactly. It usually howls to the moon, or when there's a full moon, it howls.
And if you are singing Pocahontas in your head right now, don't worry, I'm right there with you.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the? I'm not gonna do it, but I would say that an owl, because maybe an owl hoots would be the word I would think of, and a bear would roar. I think roar, would be just a kind of general sound.
Yep.
Very good. Okay.
What about the next one? Liam, do you want to read out the next one?
Sure. Okay, guys. So this question is, what might creak? An old door, an old lady, or an old record player? A record player is what you play a vinyl record on. So if you think of a gramophone, for example, which I know is the same in Italian, gramophone, a record player is the slightly more of a gramophone, I think.
Yeah, it plays records, so the massive big discs, guys, that only people use now if they want to be a bit retro or a bit kitsch. That's what we think about. So,
all right. So Michaela has jumped in, as has Ilaria, Antonetta, Andrea. Everyone's saying adore. Okay, everyone's coming in with this one, and of course you're right, guys. It's that sound as you open a door. Okay, so to creak. Okay, to creak is a really good verb.
Yeah, it's also it's not just doors that creak. It's usually something which often it's things made of wood, and where they have a bit of give in them. So where they're usually old. So for example, in a house, if you have floorboards, the wooden planks, they're floorboards, we call them. Often when you walk on them, they will creak as well. Okay.
And if you have maybe an old table and you put lots of heavy things on it, or a chair, for example, if you have a wooden chair that's quite old and you sit on it and it makes that sound that maybe you think it's about to break, for example, that creak. Like Danielle says, I never thought of it really, but it is, like you say, Danielle, it's about being wooden, isn't it, very often?
Yeah, usually they're wooden.
I hadn't thought of it like that, but absolutely.
Okay, guys, what about the third one? What might pop? A cat, a beer bottle, or a balloon? Maybe you guys might know this one.
Okay. Like we say, we know. I mean, again, I know I keep saying it, but we know that people write their answers and then they all fly in together because there's so much traffic. So we will wait.
Yeah, guys, if you've written it, it just hasn't arrived yet. We apologize.
Yeah, think about that sound, that pop.
Yeah. Okay.
Valeria, Ilaria, and Andrea all say C. So they're all saying a balloon. Antonetta about the creak. Yeah. She's very good. Antonetta's used the gerund, which is very good. Yeah, a creaking chair. Yeah, like mine right now. I'm sitting on a creaking chair. Fantastic. That's very good. Just before we do this, see this one, Danielle. Iole says a wooden floor could. So no, I wouldn't say screeching. Screeching is more like the sounds that, for example, when a car is driving very fast and it stops suddenly, and it's that sound that it makes as the wheels stop against the road, for example, that's a screech.
Yeah, sort of like quite high pitched. All right, it's like quite a high pitched sound. I was going to do it, but
I was just gonna. I'll do it. I don't mind because you can't. I feel less embarrassed because I'm not on camera. So it's that sound. It's that like when a car stops, for example, very suddenly.
Yeah. You can also use the word screech. It's a great verb. Well done for coming up with it.
It is.
So to screech, you can also say if someone is maybe yelling at someone or screaming, probably screaming is better. It's not a very nice thing to say, but you can say they're screeching. All right. If someone's speaking really loudly and it's really annoying you, you can say that they're screeching something. Okay. It's not that common. It's quite, what's the word? Like maybe you'd write it or something. It's very descriptive. Yeah.
Yeah. And like that, I think, as you say as well, that thing about it being high pitched, it's quite a high tone when someone makes that sound.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. I think everybody's got the answer to this one.
Yeah, I think you do as
so
well.
You guys are absolutely right. Yeah, it's a pop. It's that sound. Okay, the pop of a balloon. Okay, if you prick a balloon with a needle, for example.
Okay, all right, guys, let's go on, because here we have a lot more noises that different animals make. All right, so.
And if you guys are very lucky, I'll do all of them.
Yeah, I think this is Liam's forte more than mine, the noises.
Just complete lack of shame, complete lack of any dignity.
So the noises we have are bark, squeak, an oink, chirp, hoot, roar, meow, bar, howl, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Come on, Danielle, where's your sense of whimsy? Let's have some examples.
Okay, cock-a-doodle-doos.
You've got a young child. Surely you've done all of these.
No, not yet. So cock-a-doodle-doo is cock-a-doodle-doo.
There you go.
It's quite high-pitched.
Yes.
And so the animals, got cat, dog, bird, rooster, owl, lion, mouse, pig, wolf, and sheep.
I think all of those animals are probably familiar to you guys. I think the one that maybe isn't familiar is the rooster.
Yeah.
A rooster is a male chicken.
Yeah.
I think that, it's the one, it's usually the male chicken, and usually they have a large crest on their head, for example. Might be quite big as well.
And they're usually very colourful, or often they're colourful.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the answers are flying in already.
Yeah. All right, you guys are experts. So
you guys are very good.
I think we've got a few people saying that. Yeah, maybe you know this one. I think you guys probably know this one. A dog. Yeah, a dog barks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have this saying, quite a common, well, not a common saying, but a saying. It's when your bark is worse than your bite.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Based on a dog. And the idea is that the sound that someone makes, or the threats or words they use, are worse than what they actually do.
Okay, so someone might be very threatening or very intimidating, maybe verbally, but they're not going to physically do anything, for example.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2, I think a few of you guys have got this as well. Yeah. Yeah. Coming in. So yeah, a mouse squeaks.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about this one? What oinks?
Yeah. Oink.
Oink, oink, oink.
Okay.
Okay. I think a few people had that. Maybe. I think Antoinetta has it. Anyone else?
Antonio's written pork, but I think he means pig. He's gone for the meat instead of the animal.
So yeah, do you guys know the difference between that? First of all, Antoinetta, you're right. It is a pig. So pork is when it's in the form that you eat. Okay. But when you talk about the animal, you just say pig. All right. It's like cow and beef. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Yeah, I think a lot of people have got this one. Pig, 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 pig. Yes, exactly.
Oh, Antonio, he's joking. Okay.
Oh, okay. He's okay.
Okay. Yeah, what chirps? Chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp, 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 chirp. There you go.
Oh, this makes me so happy that this is going on YouTube.
So
Yeah,
Well
chirp.
done,
Yeah,
guys.
very good, guys. Yes, of course, it's a bird. Yeah, chirp.
Okay. Now, hoot. We spoke about this one in the previous slide. What hoot?
Yeah, it's that like it's this one. It's that kind of whoo whoo sound.
Yeah, it's quite sort of like down here that you make it.
Yeah. My girlfriend's looking at me like I've gone insane.
Okay.
Okay, anybody? Antonio,
Yeah.
okay, Antonio's clearly speaking to us from a restaurant or something. Is he? It says
I think he means in general.
okay. Okay. I think a lot of people are saying it's an owl, and you're absolutely right, guys. Well done. Very good. Yes, an owl hoots.
Yep.
Very
what
good.
roars? So this can be a number of animals. As we said, a bear roars, but the most common example of something, or a very common example of something roaring, I think a few of you guys have got it. Antoinetta, Luca, yep. Okay.
Yeah, well done.
Tiger. Yeah, it's a lion. Okay, a lion roars. Yeah.
So again, I think it's too early to demonstrate a roar, but I think you guys can all pretty much imagine that one.
Yeah. And this one, a meow.
Yes.
Meow.
So
this has lots. Meow, meow, meow.
It's very good.
Yeah. They've been practicing. Okay, I think maybe you guys know this one. Michaela's got it. I think someone else had it further back.
Someone else put it before, yes.
Yep. So yeah, meow is a cat. Obviously, Liam's an expert at this because we hear lots about his girlfriend's cat, Wonka. Maybe you've seen Wonka on Instagram.
He's famous.
Yeah, he is. He's our new mascot.
And I saw, Jesse basically promoted him to ambassador or a mascot or something, yes.
Okay. I'm just having a look. So someone has a question, Antonio. I think you have a question. And actually, Antoinette has asked as well, what sound does a tiger make? Do you know what? I don't know. I think
I think it's quite similar. I think it's a roar or a growl, depending on the the situation. Yeah. But I think a tiger, I don't know how much they roar like lions do, but I think they can.
Yeah, I think they can as well. But no, I'm not too sure. It's a very good question. You guys have stumped us.
Yeah, I think because tigers are quite solitary animals, they don't have to communicate as much. Lions roar to each other, but tigers usually live alone. So maybe they don't have the need to make that type of noise.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay, number 8. A few of you are.
Bah.
Yeah, bah, bah. Yeah, a sheep. 9 we mentioned before, so I think I can just give this to you guys. Yeah, it's a wolf. And so finally, we've got the rooster.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to know how you guys describe the rooster sound in Italian, because that's quite a descriptive way that we write it, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yes. Yeah, we'd love to know. And any of the other ones, in fact, are any of the other animals' sounds, are they completely different in your language? I know one of them, it's not on here, but the sound that a frog makes, that ribbit, sound that a frog makes, is usually very different in different languages.
Yeah, okay.
I think, like in Italian, for example, I think it goes crack, crack.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's one of those that for some reason frogs seem to be given their very own sound in every language as well.
They're interpreted very differently. So guys, let us know what noises any of these make in your languages. What is Antoinetta?
Okay.
Kikiriki?
Kikiriki, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Kikiriki.
That must be.
I wonder what that is. Is that maybe a frog? I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine maybe so. And also, guys, there's also some other. It's a frog. Great. Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Thanks for clearing that up, guys. So now there's some other ways that some other words we use to describe the sounds made by these animals. Can you think of any? So for a dog, for instance, the bark of a dog, we also use I believe in Italian you say something different, and I think we use it sometimes as well. But basically on this slide, I can show you in a second, there are some other sounds that these animals make, right? We use other words to describe the sounds. Can you think of any? Any you know from movies or books, or just from your general knowledge, any other sounds they might make?
Yeah, we'd love to know, because we're very interested in these. You know, it's like they're not culturally universal. Like we say, they do change depending on where you go. I had a friend, while you guys think, I can just tell a quick anecdote. I had an American friend of mine was working in Vietnam, and she wanted to ask if in a restaurant, if a particular dish was pork, and she didn't speak Vietnamese and they didn't speak English. So she was going like pointing at it to see if she could get confirmation. But of course, she didn't realize that in Vietnam, pigs don't make that sound. In Vietnamese culture, a pig makes a different sound. So they just looked at her like she was insane. And eventually she had to leave.
Oh, no. Yeah. She didn't even get any food.
No, she didn't.
Okay. All right, let's start showing some of these guys and then we can get onto the modals. Because these things are quite niche, but you might find them interesting. So here we've got woof woof. Oh, I don't know about ruff ruff. Yeah, ruff ruff ruff. But this one, I understand this is what you say in Italian, bow wow. That's what I've been told. Bow wow wow. Okay, for a mouse. Okay, a mouse squeals. This is a good verb. All right. So you know how we spoke about something screeching before? So screech is like a high-pitched yell or a high-pitched scream. Squeal this is more common, and it really is like really high-pitched and usually not saying anything. So it's just I don't want to squeal because I'll probably scare everyone in the rest of my building.
It's usually the sound, I think, as well, that an animal or even a person would make when they're distressed.
Yeah.
When you're in trouble of some kind, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So, and babies sometimes squeal.
Yeah.
It's a really, and it's really high. It's not a deep sound. It's a really like, ah! Okay.
Yeah, a pig as well. I think of a pig squealing as well.
Yeah, yep. Let's see what else I've got. So a pig snorts.
Ah, yes.
That's not a very nice sound.
Yeah, okay. Snort, guys. You know, some of you, when you laugh, for example, if you laugh a lot and you go like that, okay, that's a snort.
Yeah.
It's that kind of catch in the back of your throat when you're laughing, usually.
Yeah. Okay, so for a bird. Okay, a twitter or tweet, whistle. Okay, so you guys know, so that's why Twitter is called that, and that's why it has the bird symbol, right?
Yeah, to tweet, like lots of people communicating together like birds.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the idea is that it's very quick and easy. All right, it's twittering away. And that's how they decided on the name and the branding. Okay. A hoot for an owl. What else have we got? Coo. Yeah. Coo, coo, coo.
Ah, yeah. To coo. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Okay. A lion. A growl. Yeah, I guess you could say growl.
Growl's a good one. It's that kind of low sound of sometimes when you're annoyed, for example, you go like that.
Yeah. Okay, a cat. Oh, a purr. All right, this is a good one.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, purr is purr is this sound. It's like, I don't know if that's coming through, but
yeah, it is. Yep. So yeah, the noise they make when they're happy. Yeah, when cats are happy and they make that lovely noise.
Yeah.
It's really comforting to hear. I don't know what that is.
Caterwaul is it's like the sound the cat makes, I think, when it's annoyed, like "Meow," like that sound when they're distressed or irritated.
Okay. Yep. I've never used that.
Not very common. No, I think it's quite old. I think it's quite old now. I don't know how common that one is, but I've heard it, for example, if someone's singing and they're very, very bad at singing, you might say, stop that caterwauling.
Okay. Okay. I'll remember that. Okay. We've got some questions coming in. So Antoinetta, can we use snort for when someone is asleep? I think that means you mean snore. Okay.
Yeah, snore. That's right. Yes, almost.
So we say someone snores when they're asleep. Okay, and then we've got Iola. How is the sound of I'm not too sure what that is. A gesso on a board.
So I'm not sure, Iola. Maybe you could decode that a little bit for us, because I'm not sure what that one is.
Just googling it now. Plaster. On a board.
Plaster on a board. I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure. Iola, maybe you can.
Yeah, you might have
a little bit further. Yeah, we're not too sure what it means. All right, guys. So in the meantime, let's go on. So for a sheep can bleat. All right. So usually a sheep, you think of but also bleat.
Great word. I love that word.
Yeah. How do you use it?
I mean, I use it in English as well about not only a sheep, but when a person is complaining and acting like they're a victim. You can say in English, stop bleating, because I think it's the sound, again, it's the sound that sheep make. It's the sound that sheep make when they're distressed. So sometimes in English, if you want to tell someone to stop complaining and stop acting like a victim, you can say, stop bleating.
Okay, great. All right, yeah. So Iola, now we understand. So chalk on a board. Antoinette has explained as well. What sound does chalk make? I think it often makes a squeaking noise.
Yeah, a screeching noise.
Yeah.
That sound. Yeah, screeching, squeaking. Yeah.
Okay, and then what else have we got? So for a wolf, a yelp. Yeah, a yelp or a snarl. I think a yelp maybe is a bit more a more common verb, a more common noise.
Yeah, great. Again, great word though. Yelp.
Yeah, again, like another social media platform. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys use. I don't think Yelp is that common in Italy, but certainly in the UK, certainly in America, it's really common. Yep, it's the main.
I think that's the trick, isn't it? If you're going to start an internet company, find an animal noise and just name it.
Yeah. You can set up a new social network called Caterwaul.
I was just thinking Caterwaul as well. I quite like cats for the art. That's the one I thought of, Danielle.
Okay, guys, well done. Let's go on. We've got less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, so we can look at the modal perfects.
So here we've got the sort of beginning and endings of the sentences. We've got 6 sentences. Obviously, you've got the modals on the left, or the modal perfects on the left, and you've got the rest of the sentences on the right. Now,
so maybe just before the answers, as always, come flying in, a very quick review. Modal perfects are when you want to speak about something that happened in the past. So, the use of the modal stays the same. Should is regret, could is possibility, would is result. But the only difference is you're talking about something that happened, not something that will happen or is happening, for example.
Yeah, so they keep their base meaning, but it's just that you're talking about the past, right? They're used to speculate about the past. Okay. So that's maybe we can, while you guys read them, maybe we should read them just for pronunciation. Do you want to read the modal perfects, Liam?
Sure. Yeah, so I'll go down the ones on the left. I'll do the modal perfect phrases. So it must have been, it couldn't have been, it could have been, I should have, I wouldn't have, and I might have. And you can see, guys, I'm contracting them when I'm speaking, because usually when we speak, we do speak in the contracted form of those ones. You know, should have, would have, could have, might have, must have. Okay.
Yeah. And the endings of the sentences got checked all the doors and windows. The cat, she's a troublemaker. Forgotten to close the shutters. Stayed here if I'd known it was haunted. The neighbours, they're away. The wind slamming the windows shut. Okay. If there's any words in there you're not sure of, let us know. I think you probably know them all. The shutters, where are we here? At the end of C. So the shutters is, you can also say the blinds, all right?
Yeah.
So it's not curtains, but it's the sort of the harder sort of planks, like this piece of strips that you put on the windows. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
especially if it's very windy outside as well, for example.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I'm sure the answers are going to come flying in a moment, but it might maybe yeah, if we just like put them up so people can see, because we've only got a few minutes left as well.
So it must have been the cat. She's a troublemaker. So we use must have to talk about something you're sure of in the past, something that you are 100% certain happened, all right, or existed. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're at this kind of, I mean, it's not for sure, because again, these are modal perfects are sometimes called modals of speculation, but you have a very, very high probability that you are correct.
Yeah.
Not 100%, like 95%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the second one, Iola got that right, and Christina, great.
Well done, guys. Fantastic. Yeah. It couldn't have been the neighbors, they're away. So yeah, this one is saying something is impossible. It's not possible that it was the neighbors in this case, okay? Because could is the modal of possibility. So couldn't have been.
You can also say it can't have been.
Yes.
So in this context, couldn't have been, can't have been, they're the same.
Yeah.
Right? Something it's the exact opposite of must have been. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, yeah, like we said, answers flying in now. This is great. Well done, guys.
It could have been the wind slamming the window shut, right?
So again, it's possible. It could have been. I don't know for certain, but it's a possibility.
Yeah. So for these three, you've got must have been is something you're certain, you're very, very certain about, you're very sure about, all right? In the middle, something that's 50-50, maybe it happened, could have been. And then at the bottom, something you definitely don't think happened, it couldn't have been, or it can't have been. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3. All right, 4C, some people are saying, oh no, 4A, okay. I should have checked all the doors and windows. Yeah,
so this is criticism. Okay, it's you usually should have is a form of criticism or regrets, you can say as well. I'd say I should have checked, because you're thinking, oh, I didn't do that, and that was a mistake. That was the wrong thing to do or not to do.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have. This is one for me. This is what I would say. I wouldn't have stayed here if I'd known it was haunted. Okay.
Absolutely.
So this is, does anyone know what this is here, this sentence? This is a good example of a certain structure that we talk about a lot in class. But in the meantime, obviously, the only last combination, I might have forgotten to close the shutters.
Yeah, like again, this is kind of similar to could have. It's about possible. It's a 50-50 possibility. Might have been, could have been. You can use these ones to talk about something that's possible.
So number 5, does anyone know what it is? I wouldn't have stayed here if I'd known it was haunted. What is that? What construction is that? You can also switch it around. The third conditional. Yay, Valeria.
Well done, Valeria. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Well done. Yeah, regret. Third conditional. Conditional of regret.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks so much for being a brilliant class. You were so interactive, which makes it a lot more fun and enjoyable for us.
Very impressive for a Saturday morning.
So we'll have to leave it there. But yeah, thanks so much again for your time. And we hope it's been helpful. And have a great weekend at home. And we'll see you all next week.
See you next week, guys. Keep an eye out online for other events.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.